Am I the a-hole for being mute to my cheating ex-fiancée even when she talks to me directly? I, 30 male, was engaged to a woman, 30 female, but a couple of months ago, I was forced to call off our engagement. We were close to our wedding when I found out she'd been having an affair under my nose for months with a close mutual friend. She unashamedly left the house in the middle of the night to see him, then came back and confessed to me where she'd been. The wedding we canceled cost thousands, and we're also trying to sell the house we've only lived in for 18 months. She moved out to stay with a nearby step-parent, and I'm in the house while we sell it. I hope none of you have ever been in this situation, but if you have, you'll understand the overwhelming mix of anger, pain, doubt, frustration, heartbreak, and sadness. She's still paying her share of the mortgage and occasionally comes back to get her things. When she does, she tries to make conversation, but I can't even look at her. I give one-word answers at best, blunt but not rude. She's changed her hair, bought new clothes, and walks around as if the world has moved on. As if she has moved on. The last few times she's been back, she's asked me casual questions like, "Did you have a good week? How's work?" or "How are things?" And I've just ignored her. To interact with her hurts too much. We've had a few house viewings lately, and she wanted to ask about who would handle them. Again, I blanked her. She rolled her eyes and said things like, "Why are you like this? I just don't understand how you can be like this." And, "Why are you acting this way now? It's been a few months." The rage and sadness I feel when she says things like this are beyond words. She's seen me leaving the house before and has asked where I'm going, when I'll be back, and who I'm meeting. Again, no answer. The only replies she gets are via WhatsApp, and only when it relates to selling the house. I keep messages blunt and don't respond to pleasantries or anything unnecessary. Recently, she messaged me, calling me childish, juvenile, unhelpful, and stupid for refusing to talk to her. I want to scream at her for what she's done, for how deeply she's betrayed me. But I know better. I know she wouldn't listen, and it wouldn't change anything. Her last message was, "I just don't understand where this is all coming from." On the day we sell the house, I want to lock the door, silently get into my car as she moves out the last of her things, and drive away. I want to be a dot, an enigma, a nothing she never hears from again. Not even the sound of my voice. I can't trust myself to talk to her. I want her to be met with silence. The rest is silence. Am I the a-hole for refusing to talk to my cheating ex-fiancée, even when she tries to talk to me? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. She cheated and broke your trust. You don't owe her conversation or kindness. Silence is a valid way to protect yourself. Not the a-hole. She made her choices, and now she has to live with the consequences. You don't owe her anything. Not a conversation, not an explanation, nothing. If silence is what helps you move on, then stick with it. She wants to feel better about what she did, but that's not OP's responsibility. OP is handling this in a way that protects his own peace. She wants to be able to pretend that you both parted on good terms, so she can feel good about herself. Tell her bluntly that you want nothing to do with her. She is a disgusting person, and to stop acting like there is any possibility that a reasonable person in your position could look at her and not want to puke. Then don't engage. The theory of her wanting to feel like it ended on good terms is plausible. I hadn't thought of it that way before. She checked out of your relationship a long time ago, and it probably took a few days at most for her to get over it. Therefore, she doesn't get why you feel as you do. She's happier, but doesn't care about the collateral left in her happiness's wake. It'll take time, OP. As others have advised, get some help. Even talking it out with friends can help. Think of it this way. You shed whatever she weighs in crap, and now she's someone else's plumbing problem. Not the a-hole. Shaking my head. The audacity of her to think you can treat people like crap and not have consequences. People are not toys. You can't play with them. Leave them when you are bored and expect them to still be there when you come back. There's a scene from a TV show that I think perfectly encapsulates this moment. A girl basically leaves her boyfriend for someone else and then has the audacity to say, "Why are you acting this way? This isn't you. when the ex is no longer at her beck and call, and the guy just says, "This is me. You just don't know what I look like when I'm not in love with you." That's a very valid way of looking at it, but the person I am now isn't reflective of who I normally am. Next story. Am I the a-hole for threatening to sue a mommy influencer? Me, 39 female, and my husband, 44 male, are currently looking for a new home after outgrowing our current starter home. We live in a suburb of a major metropolitan area. I'm an architect, and he's an attorney. Ideally, we're looking for a home with good bones that we can renovate to our taste, especially since I'm an architect and we have friends who work in the trades. Long story short, we toured a house 2 weeks ago that I thought might be a good fit. There was a lot that needed to be changed and updated, but for the price listed, I thought it was something worth pursuing. Flash forward about 4 days, and I get a text from one of my friends asking if I'd seen this, with a link to an Instagram reel from a local mommy influencer, 35 female. I click on it, and it's a security camera video of my husband and me walking through the home on a tour with our realtor. She took all the clips where I was talking about things I didn't like or what I would change and spliced them together to make it look like I was being highly critical of her home. The rest of the video is her saying she would never sell to us because we are mean and nasty people. Our faces are clearly visible in the video, I might add. My husband drafted a cease and desist letter yesterday, threatening legal action unless she removes the video, and now she's blasting us all over town. Her little army of mommy trolls is flooding my husband's law firm's social media accounts and my firm's webpage, which doesn't affect me much since I own my firm, but it does impact my husband. She still hasn't taken the video down, and we are fully prepared to take her to court if she doesn't. Our realtor is extremely embarrassed, and the seller's realtor is also mortified. Needless to say, we are no longer interested in the house and are taking a pause while we deal with this. 2 of our friends said we should have just tried to ride it out and let it pass because these things always blow over, but I just couldn't let her get away with this. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. Get her. Take her down. Go after this toxic BS with as much ferocity as you want. 100% agree. I can't stand this kind of person manufacturing drama for internet clout. God, I can't wait until the influencer idiocy fades into the past and it's just one more stupid fad that we cringe about. Not the a-hole. Go after her and hit her as hard as you can. Also, I'd be surprised if the realtor doesn't try to bring some kind of action against them or drop them entirely, as this is gonna make it near impossible to sell the property when anyone who walks it could end up internet fodder for some influencer wannabe. These influencers will do anything for engagement, even if it means defaming innocent people. Hope OP takes legal action and sets a precedent. Not the a-hole. Show no mercy. People like her continue to do things like that because nobody ever follows through and nails their ass to the wall. Secretly recording you could be enough on its own to cause her some major trouble. The supposed influencer is just craving for attention and needs to do this for a bunch of likes. People like this need to learn a lesson. Also sue her for defamation of character, harassment, screenshot everything, find out your local laws concerning recording without consent, and take any money she's made from the views of you. Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my mom to stop acting like I have my stepdad's last name? My mom and stepdad started dating when I, 15 female, was 7. My dad died a year before that, but 2 years ago, I found out that my parents were heading for divorce when he passed. My mom wasn't happy with him, so moving on faster was easier for her, and that was why she wasn't as sensitive to my feelings when she started dating my stepdad. I like my stepdad, and I'm glad my mom's happy. I have a good relationship with my half-siblings. There aren't any issues between us all. The only thing is that I have a different last name than them. My mom took my stepdad's last name when they got married. They asked about changing my name and possibly adoption, but I said no. It was dropped after that. However, my mom will occasionally use my stepdad's last name when talking about me instead of my actual last name. Sometimes she'll say I'm M. Smith instead of M. Jones, or she'll tell people I'm a Smith too. When my aunt was planning her wedding, she listed us as the Smith-Jones family, but my mom insisted it was just Smith. My aunt pointed out that I was a Jones, and my mom stopped fighting it, but still said we could just be Smith. She also full names me sometimes, but uses my stepdad's last name instead of my real one. It has always bothered me, and I've corrected her a few times, but I tried not to turn it into a fight. I'm not even trying to fight my mom now, but it sort of became one. What happened is that my mom ordered this family by heart tree, which allows you to include whoever you want. She used full names and put me down as Smith instead of Jones. I told my mom a mistake was made with my name, but she insisted it wasn't. I told her I didn't like being called Smith when I'm a Jones. My mom asked what the big deal was and said I'm still a Smith regardless. I told her I am a Jones or a Johnson, her old last name, but not a Smith. She asked why I didn't want to use the family name, and I told her I do have a family name, my family name. I told her she needs to accept that and stop acting like I have my stepdad's last name. My stepdad walked in on us talking/fighting about it, and he was hurt that I wanted the name changed. He asked if we could talk about it when things were calmer. I agreed, and my mom was like, fine. A couple of days later, my mom and stepdad brought it up again. My mom started off by saying that I'm the kid, and I don't get to tell her what to do. I told her I don't see why she keeps trying to act like I have a different last name than I actually do. I said it might be my dad's last name, but it's mine too, and I don't want to change it. I thought they had already accepted that. My stepdad said he had, but it hurt a little that I was so against using his name. My mom said I was making it a bigger deal than it is, and that she's not hurting anyone by doing it. She told me that Joan still goes on everything official, but she considers me a Smith too and thinks I should want to be. I told her I just want to keep my name the way it is. I don't like when she specifically calls me a Smith. I told her if she wants to call us the Smith family, that's fine, and I don't see why she's bothered by Smith-Jones. But at the very least, she should acknowledge that I am a Jones. My mom wanted me to apologize for telling her what to do, but I said I couldn't because I don't feel like I'm wrong for saying that after I had already told her how I feel. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Ask your mom how she would feel if she died, and your stepdad's new wife adopted your younger siblings and erased her existence. Or how he would feel if he died, and your mom's next husband changes his kids' names. This right here. The OP should ask her stepfather how he thinks his children would feel if he were to die, and their mother tried to change their last name to that of her new husband. She's done it once, she'll do it again. Not the a-hole. She needs to understand that you have a name and you have not changed it, nor can she change it for you. Thank you. I wish she'd try to at least, but she keeps saying she doesn't see what the big deal is. Then start calling her Betty Jones or some other made-up name. If your name doesn't matter, then hers doesn't either. Your name is literally how you present yourself to the world, and you are in charge of that. She can't rewrite history and make you a child of her new spouse. Not the a-hole. My mom said I was making it a bigger deal than it is, and that she's not hurting anyone by doing it. She is hurting you by doing it, obviously. Why are your feelings disposable to her? She doesn't think I should be hurting because of it. To her, most kids wouldn't want to feel left out by having a different last name. But it happens, and it's not the big deal she's making it out to be. Does it let people know I have a different parent? Probably. But I do. My stepdad isn't my dad, no matter how long he and my mom have been together. Last story. My husband and I had a huge bust-up, and he thinks I'm the bad guy for calling the cops when he wasn't violent. Am I the a-hole, and is this a normal reaction? My husband, 44 male, and I, 40 female, have been arguing a lot lately over housework. Today he lost it. He started throwing all my clothes on the floor from the drawers and cupboard. Went to the kitchen, pulled out all the dishes and cutlery, and threw them on the floor. Then he yelled at our kids to come out of their rooms and watch what he was doing. He went out for a 10-minute walk to calm down, but when he came back, he grabbed all his clothes and threw them everywhere, along with the laundry basket. By this stage, I was crying, shaking, and scared, so I called the police. I was also recording everything. He stopped when I called the police, and I told them not to come, but they did anyway. By the time they arrived, most of the clothes and dishes had been cleaned up by the kids. When they questioned him, he said, "I'll show you exactly what I did," and threw all the clothes and dishes all over the floor again in front of the police. Then he told them I needed to clean it up. He was argumentative, laughed, and told them he wasn't listening when they told him to stop talking over them. He insisted that it was his house, he wasn't being violent, and they couldn't kick him out, which is exactly what they did. They told him to pack his things and leave, but instead, he walked into our room, got undressed, and started showering with the police present and the door open. They waited for him to finish, pack up, and leave. As he got into the car, he blasted loud, offensive music and drove off. All of this behavior is out of character, and I find it really erratic. He can be loud and impulsive due to his ADHD, but never like this. I spoke to a friend who is divorcing her husband due to his bipolar disorder, and she noted some similarities. So now I'm wondering if there could be some underlying mental health issues. He is now blasting me for calling the cops, saying he is a peaceful person who would never be violent. He has told the kids that it's all my fault because I called the cops over something non-violent, and now he can't see them. My eldest, 16 female, is yelling at me, saying her dad would never hurt anyone and that I overreacted. How would you deal with this? Not the a-hole, obviously. His whole performance was to show you how he could be violent. And the fact is, if this was already out of character for him, who knows what could have happened? Violence isn't just being hit. Yes, OP, you're not the a-hole. What he did was violent. Maybe not physically toward you or the kids, but destroying the house, forcing the kids to watch, and openly defying the police is absolutely unhinged. You had every reason to call the cops. His behavior wasn't just an argument. It was a full-blown meltdown that scared you and involved your children in a way that no parent should. Honestly, I'd be more worried about getting you and the kids somewhere safe than worrying about whether he's mad at you. If this was truly out of character, then yeah, maybe there's a deeper issue, but that doesn't mean you should just tolerate it. Stay firm, and don't let him or your daughter guilt-trip you. She's a kid who doesn't fully understand what just happened. Notice who didn't think you were overreacting? The cops, the people who see this every day. And also the people more prone to ignoring it. If they didn't think he was out of line, they wouldn't have kicked him out. A lot of women get ignored over more than this, so it had to have seemed violent and unhinged to them. Not the a-hole. Ignore the people saying you were in the wrong for recording. If you were recording a peaceful incident, then it really shouldn't be that incriminating, should it? But if you asked me to describe a peaceful environment, it probably wouldn't include someone screaming and throwing things. His behavior was truly unhinged, and the fact that he did it with the police there shows that he doesn't care for consequences.